Hey, this is your girl Shay,
And I'm Lo.
I'm
and this
Niko.
is another episode of And I Oop the podcast. Yow,
Oh.
yeah,
So, as y'all can see, we got two special guests this week.
yes.
One of our returning guests, Quanisha.
Hey
I know
y'all.
y'all loved her when y'all heard from her on the podcast, as well as and I Oop the podcast version, Niko. This is his first time on the podcast. And as you can see, he is already cutting up. Niko, say what's up to the people.
What's going on, people? How y'all doing?
So, this is my people. We're going to get into some of his stuff a little later when we wrapping up. Let y'all know a little bit more about him, but y'all going to see when we start getting into this topic what he has to offer. So, just hold on. So, last week we talked about just dealing with people testing your growth, and we got like good feedback on that, and felt like it resonated with a lot of people. So I hope y'all were feeling that. This particular topic, Shay and I came up with because the media, damn social media, of course.
Social media.
So recently there's been all these conversations about Cardi B and Offset, right? They were divorced, they got back together. Everybody was talking about it,
Right.
all in their business, which led to people even bringing in Beyonce and Jay-Z, Lemonade. Lemonade been out, but
Right.
Beyonce, of course, has to get dragged into the conversation, right? People calling them stupid, saying they need to leave, giving all of their unsolicited relationship advice online, so on and so forth. So we wanted to dive into relationship advice, just giving it, and just people's perspective on who you would get relationship advice from. So first thing I want to ask, personally, when you're in a relationship, do you take advice from your single friends?
I would say
That I did it for me.
no, because it's kind of tough because the
Yeah.
only reason why I
Yeah.
say that is because sometimes some certain friends don't have the same interest in you
Yes.
as if uh, they supposed to have that you probably got in them. Like
Yeah.
you want them to be great. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Some friends don't want you to be great. Some friends just like, oh shit, you about to fail. Cool. So let me give you some bad advice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some friends do want to see you do great. Some friends want your relationship to work out,
Mm.
even if it's in a bad situation or whatever. They try to help, like try to figure out, do the good outweigh the bad? Is it something that you can get over, or something you guys can work out type thing? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I mean, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard. I think the first thing you need to find out is who is your real friends, and
Mm.
before you go into that situation. Like, me and so and so is going through it. Blah blah blah. You gotta be careful who you relating your information to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now,
Yeah.
if it's your day one and somebody who been there for you all the time, and that haven't gave you bad advice, and every time that person gave you advice, you succeeded,
Uh-huh.
then it's a possibility you can take that advice for that person about your relationship. Um, but if it's someone that you kind of leery on, that you really don't have that tight relationship with, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Then it's kind of hard,
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, no one will know but you.
That's true.
So
See, I have to agree to disagree with you on that one. And the reason why I say is because I don't necessarily feel like you have to be a bad friend to give that advice. I just feel like some friends you know who to talk to and who not to talk to about it, no matter if they're single or in a relationship. Because people in relationships can give you bad advice as well. Like you said, jealousy is a mug, so they want to see you do bad. I definitely agree with that. But I also think that in some cases with single friends, if they haven't been in relationships for extended a period of time, it's kind of hard to relate because we're going to argue in a relationship. There's going to be bad days. So you want to go to somebody who's actually been in that predicament to say, hey, you know what I'm saying, to vent without feeling like they're being judged, if that makes sense. Because, you know, we're going to argue, but tomorrow you're going to be back being zaddy again. You know, that's not going to change.
That's true.
But then you also have those other friends who are, you know, are single but do give great advice because they do see both sides. You know, they see your side and they see the other side. And they just try to, you know, put themselves in the middle so that you can see both ends. So I think it just depends on the person, not the status. Because everybody's intentions, no matter relationship or not, or single, are not good. So that's my opinion on that one for sure. What you think, Quan?
I agree. I think that sometimes your friends who are in relationships, they think that because you're single that you don't have great advice, or they forget that you have experienced things, you know, because sometimes you're not always in relationships at the same time as your friends. So they forget that you had past experiences. I can think of a situation in particular where I had a friend who she's dating her boyfriend at the time, and she came to me on 2 separate occasions, and both times I always told her, talk to your man first. You know, like, give your partner the opportunity to hear you out and change whatever it is that you don't like or the situation, you know. And it doesn't matter how I feel about him. If that person makes you happy, then I'm gonna tell you to rock with that person, you know. But like you said, it just depends on the intentions of the person, who the person is. You know, also it can go off of past experience y'all might have had with them and maybe past relationships and stuff like that. So I agree. You definitely got to know your people, and you definitely have to look at it, look to see what their intentions are. But I do think that people assume because you're single that you can't give great advice to your friend.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but my question to you, Anisha. So you said if that person makes that person happy, right?
Right.
What if that person is doing bad? Are you going to speak up and say, hey, it's time to cut that loose? Like on 100. Like I ain't trying to hate. It's just that I love you. I see some bad about to happen, and you blind, and you just don't see it.
I just feel like that is so tricky. Like it is hard to see. It's hard to see something when you're in it.
I'm just saying, as you as a friend, and me, I only know you for what, 5 minutes. So look, I can look at you and be like, you 100, and that's the vibe you get me. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, I see you saying that to that person, hey, I've been seeing some stuff. I might want to go ahead and walk away from this.
I've been there for sure.
Because it ain't working.
I've definitely said that. I've definitely been there, definitely done that, definitely said that. But like I said, it's tricky because, you know, people gonna do what they want to do.
Facts.
You know, and you gotta be real careful and walk that fine line, because I don't want to be put in a situation where I tell my friend some junk and now I can't even come around her because her boyfriend or significant other, and we both sit here looking awkward. Like I'm not about to be uncomfortable in my friend's space. Like it's not happening.
Yep.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta be mindful.
There's some noise in the back, but I also think as well it depends. I think we kind of touched bases on this on another episode as well, as far as would you say something. And I feel like as a friend, you're supposed to say something. You give that one, I'm going to tell you. Now, if you back with that person, no matter if it's speed or or whatever you like, and they keep doing it, at that point, it's just on you. I'm not going to keep repeating the same thing over and over again because I've already told you once. That's how I feel. You get the once warning. Like, you know what he's doing. Obviously, his actions ain't changing. I ain't going to keep telling you every time his actions incorrect. You know what's up. So as a friend, I support you. I will be there for you, but we ain't going to keep talking about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah, definitely don't waste your time on that now.
I got certain friends that I would do that with. I'm not going to lie to you.
I'm not with that either. I'm not telling everybody.
No.
I'm not.
I got certain friends that I know for sure. Like, if I tell them, they know that, first of all, like delaying that type of information is not easy. It's really heavy.
It's not.
Because it hurts
Yeah,
you
it is.
to see your friends hurting.
To see different, yes.
But yeah, no, I can think of a couple people that I know for sure.
No, for sure. It's people that I would call my friend, or like a generally maybe an associate that I might just be staying friend, either way, that I wouldn't tell certain information to, because I feel like you have to be in a space of maturity to handle that situation and know what to do with it. And I'm not gonna put myself in a bad position because I've told you something and now I'm included in it, trying to be a friend, because I know, like, I'm the type of person, if somebody told me something about my man, I'm not about to be telling him like, yeah, so-and-so told me this and that. I'm not gonna throw you under the bus like that. Everybody not equipped for that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not equipped for that. And just to touch on, like, would you take advice from your single friends? That's not really the big question for me. It's just what friend for me. I don't necessarily think of like who's single and who's not. But it is the determining factor to me to touch on what Shani said. I don't talk to people about things that they haven't experienced and ask for advice. Now, I will vent to you about it, but I don't really want to know like an action plan. Now, if I feel like it's something that you haven't experienced, now I do talk to people about things that I do, though. I don't care if you're single or not, because your friends know you. And so if you need a sounding board, somebody to bounce off of, and you've been into a situation with your mate, and it might not necessarily be something huge, they know you as a person. They can tell you like, okay, they know who you are. They know the negative things that you do regularly, because we all got our own little ways about us that we don't necessarily want to admit, that we don't necessarily see clearly in the heat of the battle, because that's just what it is. When you get into it with somebody, we don't automatically be like, my fault. Whoever it is, your mate or not, you automatically victimize yourself like this, or you justify your actions. So a lot of times I think it doesn't matter if a friend is single or not. It's this a person who words you respect? Is this a person who is going to be able to look at this situation and not be biased, and just to give their advice without being biased? Like, that's how I look at it. Like, because I don't want to say like you can't get advice from your single friends, because I, for one, was a person who people have always come to me for advice when I was single. Like, people have always come to me for advice. People in relationships, I have been that person, and I feel like I gave decent advice, enough where they kept coming back to ask me. But then I also have been on the opposite side, where I've given advice, and I can think of in the past where I've given advice on a situation that I have not been in. And in hindsight, it was wrong as fuck. And it wasn't my intention. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't. I thought that I knew what I was talking about, but you can't really know until you know. Like, when you actually in that situation, we all can say what we would do. But when you can't know until you have been in that situation. So I know that it's a slippery slope. Like Quanisha was saying, like, some stuff is just, it's a slippery slope when it comes to like what you say, what you don't say, what you can weigh in on, what you can't weigh in on. I want to know though, from Niko, from your standpoint, from being a married person. Because a lot of times married people don't feel like they should take advice from anybody else that's not married. So do you think, like, at this point, like you done leveled up, like you in it for the long haul for sure. Do you think, like, do you take advice from people who are unmarried?
I'm over like him.
Yeah, I'm like this because inquiring minds want to know. Like,
no, real talk. I mean, it's kind of the same. I mean, and what I mean by that is, for me, I wouldn't listen to somebody who don't have the best interest in me. Mm-hmm. And of course, Lo, for sure, like, anybody around me in my circle has my best interest. You know what I'm saying? So if I think that I can go to this individual for a certain thing that might be going on because they might know a little something. It's just, just to get an opinion. It's nothing wrong with getting an opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
At the end of the day, the decision is yours.
Mm-hmm.
So it's never nothing wrong with getting an opinion from somebody. Hey, what you think about this? Not just saying it's me, but
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? This, that, and the
Yeah.
third is going on, blah, blah, blah. What would you do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you take that opinion and then you might go somewhere else, somebody who know you or whatever, and you say the same thing and you see if it's the same opinion, whatever, and then you just take that and you try to figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, being married and taking advice from other people, I wouldn't say just take it from just anybody.
Yeah.
Because again, like I said in the beginning, everybody don't have the same interest in you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful. You should always within a marriage hope for the best, no matter if it's in its worst. You should be trying to make whatever changes need to be made to save that marriage.
No, I'm next.
I'm next.
I got something to say. Let me just tell you. Let me just ask you something, because when you just said, when you just said that, that's what made me. So the thing that worries me, and I'm not married, but the things that worries me about what you just said is marriage is forever, and that's what the mindset should be.
No, definitely.
Nobody is thinking like we're gonna get divorced. The problem with some people in relationships, and I could maybe me too sometimes, and people that are single sometimes, is they don't look at relationships from the same perspective or forever. So sometimes I agree or I understand why married people don't want to communicate with people who are not married about relationships, because sometimes their reaction is like, oh hell no, your ass need to bounce. You know what I'm saying? When that's not the solution to every problem. True. There should be a line.
It's true, but what I'm saying, that's why I said you can't communicate to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You have to communicate to the people who know you, who know you. Not just the people who know you, but also know her or him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that they know, like, they know him, they know you. So if you do,
they know y'all intentions.
Exactly. You just tripping.
Yeah.
Go work that out with her. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, or go work that out with him, man. Y'all good. Y'all gonna forever be good. Stop tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like the people, your solid people, like who's around you, would know, like, oh no, shit, this is getting a little bad, man. What the fuck is y'all doing? Y'all come on now.
Right.
You know, the people that's gonna motivate you, gonna be like, come on now. Y'all need to work this out, whatever. This, that, and the third. I got a couple people myself before I even got married. There's some people that got married before me, and somebody who I'm real close with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm cool as hell with her. Everything. I treat her like my sister. She'll call me. She'll tell me like this, that, and the third. Something going on. Blah blah blah. And I tell her in a heartbeat, hey, y'all married to the end.
Yeah.
Y'all need to work that out. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like, y'all took hand in marriage. I'm serious about that. Like, I don't give a damn what's going on. Y'all need to figure that out. Now, if it's severe, if it's severe.
he like, let's be clear.
Hold on. If it's severe. Now, if it's severe and it's an Ike Turner thing going on.
Yeah. Right. Sips, drink.
I'm gonna just go ahead and let somebody else talk, because I'm gonna go on. I ain't gonna get that
deep. Did you want to follow up, Shay?
The thing that he said, and I think we might be kin, Niko. We got the same nose and everything because we think so much alike. You said your circle is solid. That's what I mean by tell me, because my circle, I feel like my circle is so solid that if you got some information for me, that I need to know as a friend, I'm gonna listen. At this age, now back then, you know, I was hard headed.
Baby, I feel like I'm at the age. Don't even worry about it. I'm gonna be like,
where I want to know. Like, tell me, because you want me to do the same. That's why you said your circle is solid. That's why I'm saying I understand. My circle is so solid that I want you to tell me. Like, tell me, please. So I just had to say that.
But what do y'all think, like, because I feel like this has been a long going thing. Where do you think the idea comes from that you can't get relationship advice from single people? Like, where do you think that originates from? Because I don't remember hearing this as a kid, clearly, but we weren't in no relationships for real. But as an adult, that's an ongoing thing. Like 10 years I've been hearing, like, don't be
real talk. I
think jealousy.
Jealousy, yes. But I think it's more. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm going with jealousy for 200, please, Alex. No, for real though, because I mean, just sitting back thinking about it, like, damn, like, can relationship wise, like, I think it's different when you talk marriage wise and relationship wise, because marriage wise, I think you at a certain point, and maybe it's just me. You're at a certain point in life when you marry. You already know who you rolling with. You already know who's around you. You lock down, and you got somebody that's next to you that you got a hand in marriage with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Relationship wise, that shit can change here and there.
You still figuring some shit out.
Exactly. A relationship, you still trying to figure it out here and there with, you know, this, that, and the third. And then even with the relationship thing, you could be talking to somebody and saying, yeah, you should leave her because she ain't doing nothing. She ain't doing this and the third. And to be honest with you, she probably setting it up so that she can get in. You know what I'm saying? Or he probably setting it up so he can get in. You know, that nigga ain't doing. He ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
Leave him.
Trying to slide.
You know what I'm saying?
Trying to slide. Yeah. No, I agree. It's like, I think it comes from two. I think about it from two different perspectives. I feel like, one, sometimes people in relationships get frustrated when they hear something that they don't want to hear about their relationship, and it's easy to use somebody not being in a relationship as a cop out. Like, man, she don't know what she's talking about. She ain't even got no man. I got a man. She don't got no man. So, you know, so I think that it comes from that perspective, that people use that as a cop out, that you're not in a relationship. But the thing is, sometimes people are in a relationship because they're choosing not to settle. And just because they're calling out your settling, that ain't the reason why they hating on you. No, maybe they want you to be free like they are. You know, that could be one perspective of it.
This is true.
Yeah, like sometimes people are settling, and that doesn't mean somebody is trying to attack you because they're single and they try to give you advice if they have your best interest at heart. That's what we were talking about. People having your best interest. And then I think the other side is that sometimes it is true. Sometimes when people are not in relationships, they feel negatively, especially when it's a shift. Like, I'll use me and Shanice, for example. I don't think we experienced this, but I'll just use how we were as an example. You got two people who just doing everything together. You just walking hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? Quanisha, you and Kier, I don't think it would happen, but that type of relationship.
Yeah.
Y'all do everything together, and then one person get a man. And now sis is feeling left out. Sometimes that sometimes that envy and jealousy makes people say and do negative things, and you hate her. You know what I'm saying? It makes you look like a hater, and so then now people just assuming that everybody who's single is a detriment to their relationship. Like, no, this is this one particular situation. This is not everybody who does not have a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it comes from those two spaces, in my opinion, specifically. Like, it could be a misconception. It could be one, very true, or two, like, no, your man sucks. You needed to hear that. You don't want to hear it, sis. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't got nothing to do with her not having a man. You needed to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? I think that it's those two perspectives because people use them at their own, you know, it all has been intertwined. Now people just feel like single people can give relationship advice, but it's a lot of people, it's single people right now who have been married 2 times, been married for a long time, have only had 3 partners, and they was married to 2 of them. How can that person not have all this shit, all of this knowledge to provide for you? They have more knowledge than you have, having 73 boyfriends. You was only with each one of them for 2 months. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think people think about it from that perspective.
I think when you said about people who been married like once or twice or 2 or 3 times, I think sometimes I think most of it was because I don't see it a lot now. I think it was more like before our age.
Yeah.
Like you know, when a handsome guy seen a nice girl, they wanted to, you know, be with them, and then, you know, the family is like, you want to date my daughter? You need to make her an honest woman.
Yeah, it used to be a requirement. Marriage used to be a requirement. Yeah. It's not anymore. But that's because, you know why that is? Because we're giving out marriage. We're giving out marriage for free now.
You said we're giving out marriage for free?
We're giving out marriage for free. Women are doing everything that you would be doing in a marriage, to the point where they get married and acting the fucking same.
In a relationship.
Yeah, we're giving marriage in a relationship. That's why it's happening.
Oh, my guys might hate me after this.
Because it's true. Go say it. Go ahead. I'm ready.
You about to break the bro code.
I'm ready.
Well, I mean, if we're doing it now, we're in a relationship.
We're
what we need to be married for?
Shout out to Rico and Popo and them.
Go in.
Nah, real shit though. So, I feel what you're saying.
I'm like it.
I feel what you're saying, right? I'm gonna say some of it is the woman's fault.
Oh, I agree. I never said it wasn't.
Okay.
Oh no, I completely agree.
So my thing is,
look my screen. Hold on.
My thing is, you should know who you're dealing with. Whether if it's going to take long, is it going to come, or you know, do you see yourself with this person for forever? You know what I'm saying? Is it worth it? If you don't see all that and you keep doing it, you stupid.
Oh no, for sure. I ain't got no argument with you. I don't got no argument with you, because you have to set an expectation. You have to set an expectation when you walk in the door.
That part I agree.
If not, you walking through blind, like, is he? I hope he is.
Like so if you sitting up here, you chilling with your girls and whatever, and they be like, man, you doing all this shit for him, and he ain't even talking about marrying, you know, doing this, that, and the third. Ooh, he don't even do this, he don't even do that.
Oh my God, you sound like my cousin.
I'm just saying, at the end of the day, I mean, it's
yeah, no, it's
up to you. I mean, real talk. Never ever. Let me put this out there. Never ever let somebody push you to do something. And I mean, like, marriage.
I just said that.
Any of that. Never. I don't give a damn what they saying. Real talk. Because if you ain't ready, you ain't ready. And I'm gonna say this for men. If you ain't ready, you ain't ready. Flat out. That's the only way. That's the only way that it's gonna be for eternity. That's the only way.
Yeah, Kevin ain't listening to this one.
Oh, what?
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
But it's real. But listen.
I was like,
listen, real talk. Listen, real talk. I'm
tripping.
Listen, I'm telling y'all 100, because my situation is different, and I've actually just told this to somebody on Facebook, whatever, when they asked me, and they was like, "How did you know?" Well, to be honest with you, me and her was broke up. We were separated.
Wow.
Yeah, we were separated. So I kind of wanted my space to see exactly what the hell I was doing, what was going on. I wanted to fix myself up, get myself together, whatever. And I was a little lost. I ain't gonna hold you up. I'm gonna be 100. I was lost.
Real?
So she no, we separated, whatever. We of course we kept in touch, whatever, here and there, back and forth, whatever. It got to a point that we started beefing.
Yeah, because she was hurt and mad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I understand.
So we was beat, like we'll beefing hard. We'll beefing like Bloods and Crips. Ain't gonna lie. Like see my red, you know.
Gang.
So but no, we were beefing tough, man. We were beefing tough. Like I think the last phone call, it was so deep. Like when I hung up on her, I actually sat in my room, and I just sat there for a minute. And I'm like, dude, like, what am I doing? Like, this might be it. This might be the one. And I literally had to sit down, had to think, went by the water, thought about it. Like, it was like a certain feeling that came over me. Like, it was like a certain feeling that came over me. That's like, crazy. You know what? This it. Like, I ain't never felt this before. I see it, you know, this, that, and the third. Let me make sure.
Gotta lock it down.
Yeah, I gotta make shit right. It's real shit, you know.
That's
like,
yeah, no, that's real.
But this is off of nobody's pushing me. Me not listening to everybody. Like, you should do this, you should do that, you should do that, rules and the third, or people in her ear doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's all about that person figuring it out. Like, I'm not gonna lie, and I hope my fellas don't get mad at me about this, but we come, y'all be ready with it. Y'all determined, y'all ready, y'all know what y'all want to do. You know what I'm saying? Salute, you know. Y'all know what y'all want to do. Y'all know who y'all want to spend your life with or whatever, but it take time for that man. Yeah. And it's 100 shit. Cause it gotta kick it in his head like yo, this is it. Right. And especially guys that's around this age now. Like, I see guys now that I do business with, I'm affiliated with. They starting to do proposals now. And it's been with girls that they've been on and off with, because now they done reached that state of mind, like, you know, yo, like, this the person I want to spend the rest of my life with. Like, we done been through ups and downs. At the end of the day, this person has been here, you know what I'm saying? Rocking. Ain't threw no dirt on my name, this, that, and the third. That shit, all of that shit literally counts. All of it counts.
Where is my ring? Oh my God.
But see, you can't. But listen, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You can't do that. You can't do that. Look, I'm gonna tell you this.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie though. It's hard. It's hard.
Well, it's like when he was saying all that stuff, I was like, who, me?
But listen though. But look. See, look. You saying, ooh, where's my ring? Kev about to push that shit back another 2 years.
Hey, don't you speak that.
I'm just.
Whoa.
I'm not doing the 5 years.
I'm just saying.
Why did my man have to be our engineer?
But listen though, you can't. But listen. though.
He gonna listen to this like,
Real talk. You can't do it. You can't.
Oh, you know what's crazy?
I agree with you.
I've never been that girl. Because I think I've had the same conversation with Cornisha and Shanice to just be, I don't want nobody to marry me that don't want to marry me. I'm not forcing that down his throat. You know, I want him to be ready. Now I do feel like I'm not gonna be. I'm not young. Like I didn't get with him when I was 22. If I got with him when I was super young, then it would be different. Like, yeah, let's just wait around. I was 18. You know, like to me that makes sense to be with somebody 19 years and they propose, but to be my age,
Right.
and when I met with somebody older, I don't think it makes sense for me to be with somebody 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. That I think that it doesn't take that long, and if it is taking you that long to decide, then maybe she's
I
not
would
the one.
no, I would say
Okay.
No, you speaking from the perspective of somebody who got with somebody when you were very young.
what you mean?
So y'all got together when y'all were young.
Did we?
Yeah. Y'all been
Did
together 10 years. I know how old you are. Y'all were together young. Like, unless y'all got together when y'all was 27 or 28, what you talking about ain't even,
No.
you already been married for a
I
whole
think that's
year.
when I found. Hey man, calm down.
I'm just saying, like, I know how old you are. I know that you, like, it's not the same situation. I'm
It's
saying,
not.
like, when people get together with somebody and they 28, 29, 30, 31, whatever the age, and especially when you get within your 30s, like, either you don't want to or I don't think it should take you 5 and 6 years to marry somebody.
No, you're absolutely right. But
unless
look,
you weren't mature enough to be
look,
even in that relationship to begin with.
But look, you will know if that person is mature because either you gonna deal with a mature person or you gonna deal with an immature person. It's up to you. And on top of that, I believe
we all
within.
off topic, but I don't care.
I mean, I'm just saying, in our age group, we should be able to sit up here and be like, okay, you know, I'm feeling you, you feeling me, real talk. I'm not pushing nothing, but I'm telling you, this is what I want to do.
Oh yeah, no, for
I want
sure.
to do this,
That's
that,
the
and the third, you
conversation.
know, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you're not pushing, you know, what expectations you're looking at in life within your relationship, then you don't deserve shit.
You're not making your expectations clear. But see, that's why again I don't push nothing. Excuse me while I take this bandana off. But I don't push nothing at my house because those expectations were made clear. Like we already are both on the same page. It's conversations that we had. So it's not like I'm not a person, and I know there are some people like that, but I'm not a person that's sitting over here like, well, one day, no, it's a conversation that's clear. It's just about like when
it's a patience thing now.
Exactly. That's why I said I'm not a person who like pushing it. I feel like, yeah, you know, yeah.
So for my man's Kev, stop talking about that goddamn ring.
No, it was a joke on the podcast. I don't say that type of stuff to him. But
better not.
Let's back on topic because we done got all off messing around with Niko.
What topic again?
I wanted to know, this was the next thing because Niko, you kind of brought it up, but you weren't like trying to get exactly at that. But I wanted to ask this question because this is something I've had an issue with in the past. Do you get advice from your friends on your relationship from your friends of the opposite sex? That's for everybody.
Ooh.
I had a bad experience with that.
Ditto.
I did. I had a bad experience with that.
So does that depend? Now I'm curious because this is like, does it depend on the friend?
For me, it doesn't. I don't talk to anybody from the opposite sex in my relationship.
Okay.
No.
Because it's like what I said earlier. Like you never know. It could be somebody who been feeling you for a minute. Been feeling for a long time, but ain't said nothing. But now they see that it's going bad for you, so they like, shit. Let me throw this
Yep.
And let me go slide
but this is my thing.
In there.
I agree with that, but also the male ego is a mother, and the male ego wants to be No, I'm just being honest. The male ego every man wants to be the guy. Everybody. You have your own situation going on. A white picket fence.
Explain.
Follow me, camera. I'm getting there.
All right, come on.
So, what I mean by that is, sometimes the male ego can make men feel like they are all annoying, and none of us are all annoying, and it influences you to give bad advice to somebody of the same sex. I think sometimes men want to be like our savior, for lack of a better word. You might not actually have interest in this woman, but when she starts telling you about this man who probably doing the same shit that you've done in your own relationships. Now all of a sudden you have these super strong opinions about his actions versus giving her action-oriented advice where she can know how to maneuver. You know, a lot of times we want to talk to the opposite sex as men and women so we can get the perspective of our partner. That's the only reason we're talking to you. We're not talking to you because we want you to tell us our man is a piece of shit or our woman is a piece of shit and make us feel better. No. We want to know what's going on in our partner's head, and you give us a better perspective of that. But what I've run into, I haven't really ran into somebody who's giving me good advice in regard to my relationship. I think I've talked to Iquan before, and he gave me pretty okay advice. But Iquan is a person who want to stay out of shit. But other than that, it have been like side comments, and I'm talking about over years, like in the past, not even in my relationship now, I have not really been given great advice about my relationship from other men. Like it's always some type of underlying thing, like either it's somebody, like Niko said, who has some type of interest in you, and now they looking like, woo, this ship is sailing, I'm about to get this bitch out of here. Or they just trying to act like they just, don't deal with him. Like no, you don't remember that time when you was cheating on that girl? You so why you mad? No, for real. As women, that's how our perspective is. It's like how you got all these strong perceptions, these strong opinions about my man when I just said he didn't put his socks up. When I know how you did that girl dirty. Like that don't even make sense.
So look, it ain't just the men that do that too.
No, I said men and women. I said men and women. I'm just talking from my perspective on the
it's definitely some women.
No, like, I know it's some women haters.
It's ching.
like we made it.
So no, I mean you right. I mean it's a real hit and miss with this because you definitely got guys that you got guys and women that like I said, you gotta weave them out to know who want the best from you. You know what I'm saying? The best out of you. You know what I'm saying? I done talked to the opposite of sex before, like a couple times before. You know, relationship wise and marriage wise. You know, I listen and I dissect everything they said, and I think like, okay, if I was a man, what would I do? You know what I'm saying? Try to fill everything out to, you know, okay, maybe you need to do this, or maybe you need to do that. You know, see what happens if you do this. You know, type shit. You know what I'm saying? Before I be like, shit, you need to let him go. He ain't done all nothing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I maybe it's just me. I don't know. I don't want to see a relationship fail or a marriage fail type thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I believe in a relationship, you should be looking for somebody who you think you can build with. You know what I'm saying? And the person that you talk to about your problem should be looking at the same thing, other than looking at personal gain. So I mean, it's all up to the person that you talk to. It's all about who you pick within your circle to discuss what's going on within your relationship / marriage. I mean,
I have two. I have a brother that's single, and I have a brother that is currently married and has been married for years, like 10 plus years. So, you know, to be honest with you, my single male friend, we don't have that conversation. It's really not, you know, one of the topics. We just make sure we're good. You know, you good, I'm good, you good, and that's pretty much it. But my brother, who I communicate on, you know, a regular basis, who is currently married, I do discuss, you know, situations with him because I know he has my best interest at heart, if that makes sense. So I guess it just depends, like you said, it really just depends on who it is and their intentions. You got to know who you're surrounding yourself by, who you're talking to, because like you said, they be fishing. Men and women, they be fishing.
What about you, Carl?
I agree with you.
Maybe I do that real.
I was just about to say, I just like you. It's hard. It's hard to know who really have the best intentions for you because sometimes the people that you think have the best intentions be the ones who have the motive.
Message.
Be the ones that have the motive. You know, you going to someone who you think is a friend, and like you said, they really trying to backdoor your person, your partner. But,
Facts.
I mean, yeah, I feel like I know who I can go to, who gonna be like, nah, Quan, you tripping now. See, you done fucked up.
I can't wait to tell her she fucked up.
Oh, damn.
No, I mean, I tell her the truth. I don't always tell her she fucked up, but I tell her the truth. Now, I think you need that, though. You need a balance because sometimes, especially with women, we'll run into the situation where we're like, yeah, girl, your friend just agreeing with you. You don't need somebody that's going to agree with you all the time. Sometimes we wrong as hell. And then we go back to our mate not thinking we wrong as hell because we didn't caught our homegirl and she's just been a cheerleader the whole time. No, sometimes you need somebody to hold you accountable. Like, no. I always tell my friends, I'm going to side on the side of right. Now, we can figure out if you on the side of right. But if you not, then I'm not going to be on your side.
Look at it as you're gonna be mad at me. You're gonna be mad at me.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
That's just how.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll talk to you tomorrow.
We'll talk tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Like, we gonna still be cool.
Yeah.
Like I can't worry about it. I think I have the perspective about opposite sex though because I've had poor experiences and I just kind of stopped. But like I've been on the opposite side. Like I wish Quan was here so we could discuss that part. But Quan has come to me about relationship advice. Y'all know for years. I've always given him relationship advice and it worked. Like, and I've never given him relationship advice to his advantage. I cut into him when he foul and I tell him when he right or I tell him what he should do if he wrong. And sometimes I helped him to get out of stuff he shouldn't have had no business getting out of. But I just knew because I'm being from the perspective of a friend. So I think like it is, I agree with both of y'all. Like you got to know with all of y'all, like you got to know who you're talking to. But on the opposite side, like there are a lot of people who don't, and I have just chosen not to even deal because I've had too many situations where I've went to somebody of the opposite sex and it has just been a negative experience for me. So and that's just my own personal scar, and I'll get over it one day. Like,
I think sometimes you want to believe that the people you surround yourself with really be having your best interest, but the reality is they don't.
Yep, and then you learn that through experience, which also sucks.
Yeah, like you want to believe it. You want to believe it because you know how hard you go for people and what your intentions are. And the fact of the reality is, mothers do not have the same. They just don't go hard for you the way you go for them sometimes.
Yep, that's so true.
And that's why I take stuff to heart. Exactly why. Because I know my intentions.
I want you to know I take it personally. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. No, for sure. It feels like that and it gets like that because you be like, dang, I wasn't even thinking about it with you like that. Why you have to be like that? But some people can only see themselves. I think that's what we got to realize. Yep. Sometimes some people can only see themselves and it's not always personal because you don't know what journey somebody else had to take where they only can see themselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, we about to get into something real quick. When it comes to social media.
Oh.
So
I just want to throw something out there real quick.
MRQ.
My phone on 10%.
Where your charger?
My headphones.
God doggy. Okay, let's wrap this up real quick. But we got a few questions. We ain't wrapping it up, but we just gonna make it into our headphones. First thing I think about, do you think sharing your relationship with social media gives people permission to comment on your relationship? And do you also think it welcomes negativity?
Don't share it.
I do think that it welcomes negativity. But I think I do think that it welcomes negativity, and I do think that when you open that door, you give people access to you. To me, it's the same thing as to me, it's the same thing as social media personalities. I don't know what to call them. I'm not sure what the title is. Influencers. When you open that door, you give people to have an opinion about you, especially and that can be positive or negative. Even when people go on social media and they bashing they mate, and you post a picture of y'all back together, be ready for the people who gonna be like, I thought you hated this person 2 days ago.
Are you wearing a mask?
Yeah, how long she preaching? She preaching. Leave her alone. She preaching.
Yeah, preaching today, baby.
I almost threw some dollars up there. Like, ooh, Pastor.
Come on, Pastor. Take your time. Take your time.
Go ahead. Preach. Go ahead.
That's all right, Pastor.
Do you think it
Preaching,
gives them
baby.
permission to
Preach.
comment though?
At the end of the day, it's on social media.
It's
You-
an open
you
Put it
platform.
out there to the world.
If
You want an opinion.
if you put it on
out there.
social media, anybody can comment, and you can get mad all you want. Why your ass put it on social media?
Okay, but say that to
Period.
say we all post our relationships on social media. Not
Who?
regularly. I think that we all three
Who?
post our relationships. Me, you, and Shanice all post our relationships the same amount. Like we don't post our relationships regularly like everybody else. We don't post our personal business of what we going through in our relationships, but we do post pictures of our mate.
I do.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
you
Yeah, we all post
I
pictures of our
know
mates. We just don't post our
you
business.
So look.
For sure.
At the, with my
Shanice, get
situation. Well, I wouldn't say situation, but
Your marriage.
in my marriage, you'll never ever in life see that me and her going back and forth in our household. That shit would never make it to social media.
Period. And it shouldn't.
Flat out point blank period.
Yeah, it shouldn't.
We can be fighting or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna still post a motherfucking picture because I'm letting y'all know at the end of the day she ain't going nowhere.
That's me.
Period.
It's it's vice versa.
Yeah.
You know, it's literally to death do its part. And
Yeah.
if you ain't caught on to that, then I'm not gonna sit up here and explain that. But that's what
said.
that's what it is.
Right.
But the social media thing, man, I mean, a lot of people think different. Like, oh, you don't post this, that. You don't post this. You don't post that. And, you don't show all this. You don't show all that. My whole thing is, it's not your business. Like, me and this individual know what's going on. We already made each other official. We don't have to add everybody into that.
For
Only
sure.
persons that we add into that is the people in our circle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? The people who I know that I'm rocking with on the daily at the end of the day.
Whether it's social media or not.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know, it's the social media thing, to me, is kind of fluke. I mean, you don't have to always post your whole damn relationship on Facebook. To me, you set your relationship up for failure, you know? And the only reason why I say that is because if it's just a relationship, I mean, you looking at somebody who, I mean, you probably got somebody on there that's watching to see, okay, I give them 2 months. Nah, I'm gonna start throwing down this little stuff into his ear or into her ear. You know, you don't need him. You got people that's trying to keep up with the relationship, man. That's toxic, man.
That's true.
And I think with some of these breakups with now in life is because most of them been because of social media. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, definitely with my relationship and my marriage, like I definitely kept off social media. Like definitely my marriage, even my kids. I keep them on social media as much. You might get a picture here and there. Yeah, so I mean, you know, you know, you might get a picture here and there, or whatever. Like if it's a birthday or something, or if it's something that's very monument that's going on in my life to me, and I feel like, you know what, let me share this with social media, because you know it is some true people that actually want to see me, you know, be good in life. That's when you would see it. But on the everyday type thing.
No, I think that social media has created an environment where we overshare. For one, and I think that it also has created an environment where we want to display even our relationship for validation. I think for me it's kind of different because when I got into the relationship I am in now, nobody even knew when I was in a relationship. I never brought guys to meet my family. I never posted a relationship on social media. So for me, that mindset was foreign altogether. Like if you with me, then you just not gonna be on social media. I know I'm with you. Whoever around me know I'm with you, and that's just that. It wasn't until I got into the relationship now that my guy was just like, it's not about showing somebody or not showing somebody. It's okay to share your experiences, the moments that you have. Like, stop restricting yourselves. Like, if you having a good time at a specific place, it's okay to share that. Because I was doing it to have control over my life, not so like, nobody worry about that. I was almost limiting myself, like not sharing a whole bunch of shit, just trying to have control over my life. And when he said that, it's like, damn, that's a good point. I can share some stuff that I can control what I want to share, and show that I'm having a good experience. I've been in a relationship for 3.5 years. I can count on my fingers and toes how many times we put pictures up, but that don't mean he ain't there. So I don't look to social media for validation, but I know some people, and I think sometimes it's people who just not accustomed to being in a relationship too. I always give room for that. Sometimes people are not used to either one. You got people who be on and off and they not used to somebody treating them right, so now they can't wait to show that they with the person. Or two, people who aren't accustomed to being in a relationship and they just want to show the person off. And I understand it. It's the honeymoon phase. We all go through it. You be super excited. Let me show that I got me a new boo. But that passes after 6 months to a year, and then now everything is normal. But I absolutely agree that oversharing is negative to your relationship. And before y'all comment, I just want to read this one thing. This guy that I'm friends with on Facebook posted this thing, and I want y'all to comment based off this. So he said, keep your private life private. The moment you start posting your girlfriend or boyfriend is the moment you allow the wrong energy into your relationship. The proof is in the pudding. I've seen it too many times. Create those photo ops for y'all scrapbook, not Facebook. Not your husband or your wife. Post denied.
I'm going to say 3/4 of it. Message. Oh, real talk. I mean, he definitely speaking most of it facts. But of course, like I said, like it's monumental things that happens that you might be like, you know what, I'm gonna share this.
Yeah.
Like for instance, my son's 4th birthday coming up, and granted with the pandemic going on, I'm not able to do what I really want to do for him, but at the same time, I'm gonna show like he's happy no matter what. He's living a good life. You might catch a photo or two of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But after that, you might not see him until next year.
Exactly.
Unless
he's gonna be a whole different age.
Yeah.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So unless something terrific happened, like the fam had like a little party or something, you might see a picture like, hey, they go X right there. Like, I mean, that's the only way. Like, I'm about to see, or they drip and drip or something. Like, that's about it. But
like, check out my kids, man. They're my boys.
or like me posting my wife. Like if we gonna go out and I know she looking good and she looking crazy.
Period.
I'm going. I brag.
Look.
Hey, like I say all the time, I brag different.
Period.
Okay.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna.
Look how older women show their teeth.
I know.
Like,
I thought the same thing. I said, we cheesy.
I like that.
Let me show you what I'm working with around this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, real shit though. Like, but, I mean, at the end of the day, you don't have to always post everything on social media.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I'm gonna say, if you want your relationship or your marriage to survive, whatever, keep it off the media. Keep it off of it. Keep it off of it.
Why do you think that social media affects relationships though? Because I honestly don't think, unless it's something that I personally do or my man personally does, I don't think it affects our relationship. Social media affects our relationship truly.
It's sometimes it's different for certain people, but I'm gonna say for most people, and I'm gonna say probably people like me. Um, I'm I'm a part of a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Uh, I got my hands in almost any and everything around here.
Mm-hmm.
So people mostly connect with me with social media
Mm-hmm.
and whatever. So if I was to always put my life on Facebook or Instagram, whatever, somebody out here might take that shit in advantage and be like, I don't like how they moving,
Mm-hmm.
They think they Mr. Perfect and this, that, and the third.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go hop in her DM and tell him that he ain't shit, this, that, and the third, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or let me hop in his DM and try to get something popping, you know what I'm saying? This, that, you know what I'm saying? But you kind of control it by not what?
I don't agree.
You don't agree?
Let me tell you why I don't agree.
You don't agree?
Listen. Okay, soldier boy. Let me tell you why I don't agree.
Or a drink.
I just showed my dude my DMs probably like a week or two ago.
That's
and fine. I guess I post him probably I don't know, like when we do something and it's like fun and we take a nice picture and then when I post them, either I post him or I post us or whatever, I'm just feeling it. I don't really put too much thought in it. But sometimes it does go like 2, 3, 4 months without me posting him. And I showed him my DMs and it was like 40 dudes in there. 40. Not 14, 40 messages in a row. And of unopened messages of people like in my DM. Yeah, but I'm saying when I posted him on social media, we just came back in time. When I posted him on social media, those DMs calmed down drastically. So do you think the percentage of people hopping in your girl DMs are higher if you show her or higher if you don't show her? Because it's like, I think sometimes because like you said previously, people are sometimes watching your relationship. And what I've noticed is I used to think like it used to be like that because we had just got together. But at this point, we are making our way to 4 years. Why do you still think me and him broke up because you don't see him on my social media for 4 months?
Listen.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and people still will hop on your DMs. Every time people hop in my DMs. It doesn't matter.
You said when you posted him after y'all came back, well, matter of fact, let me get off topic. Where did y'all go?
We went to Mexico.
That's crazy. I like that.
Thank you. Appreciate it. You saw the picture?
Money. Anyways, no. You said after you posted him, the
messages slowed down. I ain't
slowed down, right?
Yeah, like immediately.
Crazy.
Matter of somebody
crazy.
Me the other day.
That's crazy. Let me tell you about my life.
This man got to take a sip when he talk.
Yeah, I caught that. Y'all caught that, okay? About my life. So when I post, do you think they slow up?
No, because I don't want to say that. I don't want to say it. I was about to say something, but I ain't gonna say it.
All right.
I think sometimes women move different, and this is why. And this is somebody gonna be mad that I'm saying this, but I don't care. I'm gonna say it anyway. I think sometimes women move different because men move differently too. It's a lot of times. It's sometimes where I have noticed that it's been people in my DMs, and if I click their page, they got a whole girlfriend. Like they taking pictures together, and you slide into my DMs talking about somebody I like you and I want you. Versus, I think sometimes when men think that a woman has a man, and I'm not saying it because women cheat on their man every day, but I think that sometimes that when a woman has a man, that men think that like I ain't got time for that headache, and they just keep it moving. Some men clearly don't care because they still slide in your DM, but women be like, oh, he posts his girl. Women are so attracted sometimes to taking men who treat their women well.
Mm-hmm.
They be like, and he posted his girl, And he about his business. Oh my
That's
God.
true.
I'm about to laugh emoji at his post. Ooh, I'm about to just talk to him and ask him about his day. Next thing you know, they slithering in the inbox and it's like, sis, now you know this man got a girl.
It's another element to that too, though.
What? Oh, please.
Because sometimes,
Come on, Pastor.
sometimes it don't even have nothing to do with the man. It has everything to do with the female. Just because she don't like you, just because y'all got some beef from who knows, y'all might have y'all might have had a run in over, because it always stems back to a dude, or just because they don't like you, but they can't never tell you why they don't like you. But it could be y'all might have crossed paths with a guy previously, so she see you happy in this relationship. Oh, cool, she in a relationship. I'm about to show her that her man ain't faithful. Let me go ahead and do this and do that. Listen, them women get vicious. They get vicious.
Yes, they do.
And then they sneak this on social media. You know what I'm saying? And that be the thing. Like, that's why women be like, don't never let no female have one up on your female.
Mm-hmm. Don't ever put your woman in a position to have another woman have one up on her.
Or laughing at her, because you never know the intention of that other woman. And like I said, sometimes you just a casualty at war.
You be thinking, but that's why I mentioned previously that the male ego is something, because sometimes dudes really be convinced that this girl is really interested in him, when really she just really interested in getting one up on your woman.
Yep.
And you done played into it, smelling yourself like, all the bitches love me. Ooh. And then next thing you know,
or she's just trying to get.
Yeah, she's trying to get one up on your woman.
She done blew your spot up.
I'm telling you, I had this situation. I'm about to tell y'all this story because we haven't done a story time in a long time. So there was this girl. Matter of fact, it was when we was in college. It was this girl that she liked the guy that I was dating, and she didn't like me either. And understandably so, because I wasn't super likable in college, because I just wasn't. So one day, so the guy that I was talking to, we would do these things where we would just stop talking for a long time, like, you know, like you trying to get somebody silent treatment. So I just would not talk to him, and then he would not talk to me, and we would not talk to each other for a long time. So this particular time, we didn't talk to each other for probably like a month. So you know how it be, like you talking to somebody in this unwritten rule where, like, even though you ain't talking to them, like y'all still connected. Yeah. Like, don't think that, you know, because I will shut stuff down. So this particular time, and Shanice and Quanisha, y'all know what I'm talking about. So we had to drive an hour to the club to go to Knoxville, and we would drive back to go to school. So this time I had went to the club. It was like a Thursday night. Went to the club. I had drove back. One of my homegirls had asked me when I came back, she's like, will you come back? Can you drop me off at the hotel? We all know she wanted me to drop her off at the hotel. So I'm like, cool. So I ended up getting in later than I would normally get in because I dropped her off at the hotel. You know what I'm talking about. That's why you're saying, oh. So I come back. I parked the car. So I'm walking, you know, out the parking lot to walk back in the dorm. Now, mind you, it's like 5 a.m. I mean, at our school, when it's like 5 a.m, you have to be let into the building. So I'm walking up to the parking lot, and I'm about to cross the street, and I see this truck coming. Well, when I see the truck coming, it looks like the girl who I know doesn't like me that likes my dude. Like, she don't like me, I don't like her. So, of course, I'm kind of like looking. Well, I'm looking, and I see that she's not in the car by herself. So I'm like, double taking, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, kind of like, who is that? Then as the closer she get, I'm looking like, this look like so-and-so. So it's looking like the dude I talked to. So at this point, it's like a movie. I'm literally standing in the middle of the parking lot, like just standing there waiting for the car to come by. Just waiting. They way away from, they like 200 feet away from me. I could have just walked across the street, but I just kept standing there. I stood there and waited for the car to come. I see this person in the passenger seat sink down into the seat. All the while, this girl is looking at me smiling. Like, she's smiling because she don't like me, and she feel like, hey, I got your dude. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he feeling himself like, yeah, they love me. I am very lucky. But really, she like, got you. Like, for her, it was perfect. Like, yes, I was with your man, and you saw me with your man. She like, I won. But dudes be thinking like, you know what I'm saying? We ain't gotta go into how the story ended, but that's just a scenario like,
Yeah.
Where somebody is like, got your man. Like sometimes people are in that situation where they like, they want to have one up on you. Women would like to have one up on you.
Knowing you, it only ended two ways. I'm gonna just go ahead and drink this drink right here.
Goodness.
And I'm gonna hope that girl still got a face.
I don't have time.
Thank God for growth.
Ain't God good.
Growth.
Ain't God good. So I got one last question for y'all.
You said one last question last time.
Okay, I lied. So this is the last question though, for real.
Oh.
What do y'all think makes people be so opinionated about other people's relationships?
They bored.
Wait a minute.
They don't have no business of their own.
That's true though. You know
shit else to do. They bored.
I think it's a distraction from what they really got going on. And
that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, and people they want a piece of that. Like, cause I mean, like the reality of the situation is nobody wants to be alone. You know, and for some reason,
people act like it.
Happiness. People hate to see happiness
when they're not happy.
When they're not happy. When they're not happy. That's the second part of that. Yep. People hate to see happiness when they're not happy. Yes, that misery of company. That shit is real.
It's real. It's real.
Yes,
it's real. And I think sometimes it gets people when they don't even realize it.
Yes.
I've had situations where I've had somebody that I was cool with, and I didn't even. I'm like, what is wrong with her? Why is she being such a hater? And I realized like she's just not happy right now. I think sometimes people do it and they don't even know it. Fact. Like I really think that sometimes people do stuff like that and they don't even know it. And I would venture to say, like I can't think of a singular opportunity when I've done it, but I would venture to say we've all been there a time or two.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, where we just weren't happy and but I do think that it's easier not to focus on your own relationship sometimes.
Yep.
Or your own
not
situation.
Even in one.
Or the fact that you're not even in one. And I think that's why people want to be so opinionated on, you know, other people's relationships. I had shared a meme a while ago that said, like, I don't have nothing to say about Cardi B and Offset's relationship because I'm not jumping into the fight when we run to beat him up and you and I can't come over your house no more.
That's the point that I was trying to make earlier. That's the point I was making earlier. You get in somebody's situation and like I said, just because first of all, you done told your partner who told you and now it's awkward and uncomfortable. I'm not going through that.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it depends because everybody moves so differently in their relationships too. Like, I could think of a situation where I felt like my friend, she let too much slide. To me, far as just like me feeling like her dude was just being disrespectful by some of the things he say, you know, and then if I say something that's out of line or out of pocket, you want to check me. Well, no, you know, check him too.
Yeah, check him. We both need to
for
check
sure. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm fine with you checking me because you right. I was out of pocket. I was out of line. I can admit that. But check him too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because this is what you know what I'm saying? So.
No, I think that people oftentimes run into that. And I know I did say one thing, but one last thing. Shanice, if you roll your eyes one more time.
Oh.
Do you feel like, and I want to know what Niko thinks just because he's not a woman, that women treat their friends and how they handle their friends differently than men treat their friends? Because sometimes I feel like women are short patience with their friends, with what they say and do and how they act, and then they give men a long leash. And I wonder if men are the same, or do you think that that's not comparable?
Give me that question one more time.
I said, do you think that women, do you think that we treat our friends differently than our men? I think I have experienced sometimes where we will take a lot of from our men and then we put our friends on a short leash. And I want to know if men are comparable in that way. Like, does that same thing happen with men? Like, do you hold your friends at least to the same standards you hold your woman to? Or do you give your friends a longer rope to do stuff or get away with stuff? Because I feel like women, we are stricter on our friends, and then we'll let a man two-step on us.
Well, that's the only thing I can say about that is that it might be different because for one, you're not in a relationship with your friends. You're in a relationship with a man that you probably just known probably only about 6 months. You know your friends probably for about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So that leash definitely going to be different because it's going to be like in y'all terms, bitch, you know me. So it's like, why would you even try to do that when you know that we
That's
ain't
true.
cut like that?
I say that all the time though.
You know what I'm
Like
saying?
you feel like your people should know.
Yeah. So in a relationship, like, you know, it's you trying to figure each other out. You trying to build something. You trying to make something work. And then at the end of the day, if it don't work out the way you wanted to work out, or he don't work out like it don't work out for him the way he wanted to work out, then y'all cut ties. At the end of the day, you still got your friends.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They ain't going nowhere unless they fake as hell. But they ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's a little different.
Yeah.
You know. So I think in my eyes the leash will be shorter for friends than the leash on a male.
Like you think it's understandable.
Yeah,
what about if you've been with a man for 6 years? Does it change?
Hold on, what?
What if it goes from you just met this guy to now you've been with him 6 years? Does the leash from your friends to your man change? This man. Why do we gotta take the drink every time?
He threw. He threw. He threw.
Get it together.
Listen. I'm gonna put it to you like this. It's a difference, okay? If everything running well and everything, and if that man still haven't asked you to marry him, that's only because he's still trying to figure it out. He's trying to figure out the right time.
Mm-hmm.
If you deal with a man for 6 years and he still ain't acting right, he fucked up and all this type, that, and third, and he not trying to show that he's trying to work, he threw. Let him go. He out of there. and ain't real shit. Hold on, wait a minute, because it ain't just for a man, it's for a woman too. Fellas, if you've been dealing with a girl, for 6 years, and she been on bullshit left and right, and she ain't been supporting you and been riding with you this, that, and the third, she threw. Let her go.
Yeah, we throwing this episode out.
Why?
Sorry, I'm just kidding.
Just saying. I mean,
no, that's real. I wanted to know because for one, you giving a balance to our episode from the male perspective, so that's dope. I'm glad that we had you on because you definitely brought something, so that was dope. So we done ran this into the ground. We can wrap it up. So, but before we go, Niko, tell everybody what you got going on.
Oh, I ain't got much going on other than working with.
Line.
No, for real, man. Oh, line, damn, that's
crazy.
Tell
the truth. Tell them what you got going on.
No, I really ain't got nothing going on other than it's a small little company right now. My people's working on Rhythm and Week. Hold on, pull up the information first. Mess up something.
Sorry, get your talking notes. Let us know.
Yeah, man.
It's small now, but it's gonna be big later.
And that's just some period.
Oh man, a couple things here and there. My people's, they got a little candle company going on.
Sweet.
It's definitely picking up.
Oh, they said the ambiance. Okay, then.
Hey.
Hey, I'm sure y'all something, man.
Where can you purchase the handles?
The Instagram.
Ooh, peace of mind, Rhythm Wicks candle.
That's just one of the candles right there. Saying, but they definitely got different smells and I'll tell you, it's amazing.
Gonna have to check that out.
Amazing.
You say your Instagram, or you said you got a website?
You can go on my Instagram, Niko Got Banks. They got I got a couple pictures that's connected to their Instagram. Or you can go straight to their Instagram, which is Rhythm and Wick Candle Company.
Okay.
They got and they also got a website. They legit.
Sweet.
They're my peoples.
Okay.
It's definitely a bunch of smell good, and I recommend everybody to.
I like the rosemary, sage, and eucalyptus. That make you sleep well.
Yeah,
I love a good candle.
I got
them.
I tell you this. After I get done cussing everybody out or whatever, I go to my office. I go to my office and I light this candle and I I got my little setup in the back, bring me back, my peace.
You find your zen. You gonna find your zen, huh?
Yeah, peace. And I probably couldn't do that without the Rhythm with candles. So
okay,
it's definitely
that's
something
dope.
everybody can look out for,
That's dope. Yeah,
Tell them I sent you.
I love a good candle. We all actually love a good candle, so
yeah,
and y'all can check that out. When y'all see it, if you want to see the actual candle that Niko showed, you can look on watch the YouTube video. We are posting this visual on YouTube. But if you did not see the visual, you can go to Rhythmic Wick Candle Company, the website Instagram, as well as the Instagram. And go purchase some candle. They got rosemary, sage, eucalyptus. I love that because that makes you relax so much. But I think we ran this into the ground. I love talking to relationships. We are going to post some questions on social media because we want to know what y'all think. As well as Shay and I are going to start a girl talk segment where we're going to be live on Facebook. We're gonna let y'all in and we want to talk to y'all about specific topics. We're gonna invite people in. We're gonna have conversations with y'all, chop some stuff up, have some short conversation about certain topics. So look out for that. As always, follow our Instagram, which is and I Oop the Podcast, as well as our Facebook, which is and I Oop the Podcast, and our Twitter, which is and I Oop Pod. You can also email us at niooppod at gmail.com. I almost messed that up. I don't know why. But thank you, Quanisha and Niko, for joining us. Niko, you came through on your first time. Quanisha, a pleasure as always.
The pleasure is mine.
And with that being said, this has been another official episode of And I Oop the Podcast.
Bye.